Okay, now I can relate. You got $5 grand burning a hole in your pocket, but not a lot left to fill up the gas tank? Yeah. It's a dire situation. And a byproduct is the fact that you get to save the environment. And if you're looking for a cheap gas sipper, you've come to the right place. Because in this video, I'm gonna go through 8 of the best cars that will save the environment and your bank account as well. And if you're new here, my name is Brad Danger, your guide to the most ideal deals on the market today. So, smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, because we drop the heat pretty much every single day. Let's save some gas and haul a little ass. Let's go! Nothing makes a car more efficient than making it lighter, making it smaller, making it Mini? That's right. First up, we're talking about the mighty Mini Cooper. Mini is the British brand that's been around forever, longer than me, but not here in the US though. See, back in 2002, with BMW's help, they reintroduced the Mini to the US market. And to say these things were a smash hit would be an understatement. It was a simple recipe, maximize fun and efficiency, which let them undercut the competition in size and pass them at the pump. Not only did BMW take these and make them their own, they gave you the ability to add a ton of options to personalize your car from the factory. And they literally thought of it all. Mini even gave you the driving excitement analyzer. What does that even mean? Well, it's where you could earn experience points for sporty but safe driving, which I'm sure the highway patrol thanks them for. Anyway, Mini put a lot of effort into incorporating the Mini style and personalization into a new package. And this philosophy was different than any other manufacturer at the time. And they really nailed the spirit of Mini by making lightweight, small, efficient, and sporty cars. They really aced it if you ask me. And the best news? You're sipping 37 miles per gallon or so on the highway. Well, that is if you get a manual transmission, of course, which will perfectly match your Save the Manuals tee, one of our best sellers. Now, brand new, the Mini wasn't Mini on the price tag. Oh no. They started out well north of 20 grand. But today, you can get a manual Mini with racing stripes for under 4K. That is a lot of car for a little cash. Now, if performance and handling aren't really your thing and ultimate economy is a must, then you and I have to have a talk about the P word. Yeah, the Prius. It isn't just for Uber drivers, you know. They're actually really decent little people movers. Who would have thunk? Roomy, loaded with tech, built by one of the most reputable brands of all time, but it does come with a downside. You're gonna get people jumping into your car thinking you're a Lyft.
You're gonna get some hop-ons.
Which, hey, turn on your meter and give them a few rides. The Prius might pay for itself. Now, if you're like me, you probably don't want to be seen driving a Prius. They're kind of a joke. But lucky for you and me, they're so common, no one will ever notice you cruising around town. And you'll be able to do that not only incognito, but barely burning any dead dinosaurs. And making almost no noise, unless you straight pipe it. You know, that sounded better than I thought it would. And if you want to get your butt into this modern taxi cab, we're talking 5K for one with only 83,000 miles. Just remember that those are probably all Lyft miles, so you're gonna probably want to clean the back seat.
Oh no, babe, come on. Oh no, 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 no.
So yeah, maybe you don't want to use an abused taxi cab that probably smells like 1,000 people have sat in it, including your boy. There's good news. Toyota makes a bunch of hybrids, and one of the best is the Toyota Camry Hybrid. What a name. Yes, the Toyota Camry Hybrid is pretty similar to the Prius, but there's one huge differentiator. It just doesn't come with the stigma or the stank. And it's also bigger because it's a full-size sedan, which means you get a lot more room for just a couple less MPGs. I think that's a pretty fair trade-off because you'll be hypermiling yourself to 35 miles per gallon on the highway. Plus, the Camry is classic Toyota. It's undeniable that it's extremely reliable. The Camry Hybrid has Toyota's signature bland styling so you can go about your life unnoticed. And in my humble opinion, the Camry Hybrid is essentially just a better Prius. And Toyota thought so too. They're smart guys over there because the Camry was nearly 7,000 more bucks than the Prius brand new. But thanks to our friend depreciation, they can be had for less than a fifth of their original MSRP. But the Camry is just a regular car with a hybrid engine. It's not really wearing its heart on its sleeve. What if you want the whole world to know that you're saving the planet? it. Then you need something unique, something weird, something insightful. The Honda Insight debuted in the last millennia as Honda's hot little hybrid. And believe it or not, it was the first hybrid to go for sale in North America. Honda won the race. And the Insight is pretty well known for its really quirky styling, especially those rear wheel covers. What were they thinking over at Honda? I don't know, but they left us with a quirky little car that got great gas mileage. But it only lasted until 2006, when Honda had a change of heart. And they just didn't think that the US needed a small quirky car with good gas mileage. So they nixed that car and went back to the drawing board. The car was updated and remodeled into a 4-door liftback in 2009, as they figured us Americans needed a little bit more room. So while the Insight changed from a small slipstream coupe into a roomier 4-door liftback, it went from experimental science project to something that was made for the masses. The Insight was pretty much Honda's Prius, but they undercut Toyota hard. The MSRP on the Insight was over $5,000 less than its rival. And even today, secondhand, they come in about $1,000 cheaper than the Prius. Now, the Insight isn't the most fun efficient car from Honda, so if you want to have a little bit more fun, you're gonna have to go with the Honda CRZ. No, this is not the CRV, the typical suburbia parent car. Oh no. The CRZ takes the form of the old first generation Honda Insight into present day. It's a relatively small 2-door coupe hatchback. And if you ask me, it doesn't look that bad at all. And since it's a 2-door Japanese car, you bet there's a huge aftermarket community behind these cars. Yes, the CRZ isn't all that fast, doing the 0 to 60 sprint in 9.1 seconds. But it is offered in a manual transmission, and when you pair that with the torquey hybrid system, it equals a unique sporty feeling behind the wheel. Today you can pick up a used CRZ for under $5,000, and with a bit invested in overnight parts from Japan, you could have a unique and fun little quirky car, all while saving the planet. Sign me up. Since the CRZ is only a 2-door, it's not the most practical choice, but it might just be the best. Unless you gotta have 4 doors and you still want to stay away from the fuel pumps, the Ford Fusion Hybrid might just be for you. Based on Ford's discontinued Fusion, the Hybrid added electricity and economy to their already mediocre Fusion. While the regular Fusion already boasted a pretty impressive 26 miles per gallon, the Hybrid wanted to one-up its brother and could do over 10 miles per gallon better. But it would set you back over $27,000 at the time, which is $7,000 more than the regular Fusion. But thanks to depreciation, you can have one for less than 5,000 bucks. The Hybrid, that is. But there's some people out there that think hybrids are a little too high tech, and I'm sort of in that camp as well. And those people might want to consider going diesel. And this is where the Jetta TDI comes in. Hold up, I know this might be a little bit of a controversial pick, and I know some people will refuse to buy this car because of Dieselgate, and that's totally okay. Everybody has their own opinion, but I encourage you to stick around. The Jetta TDI does return really good fuel economy, and it's pretty cheap. Yes, these cars got into trouble when it came to their emissions, but if you're willing to take a little bit of a risk, it's a good choice. Not only does it get over 40 miles per gallon on the highway and look pretty good doing it, it doesn't cost an arm and a leg to pick one of these up. And thanks to Dieselgate, some of these owners just want to get rid of them. So today, they can be had for $5K all day long. But if you don't want to deal with the stigma of owning a car that was affected by Dieselgate, and if you don't want to deal with all the quirks of hybrid batteries, you might just need to zoom your way from all the other cars on this list. Sticking with the normal 2-liter engine, Mazda has managed 32 miles per gallon out of the Mazda 3. Yeah, the Mazda 3 doesn't have all the electrical motors or diesel engines of most of the cars on this list, but it does have reliability on its side. And that's something some of the other normal engine cars on this list can't say. While the Mini is small and sporty, the Mazda 3 is acceptable and practical. Even though it's not as sporty as its fire-breathing Mazda Speed 3 brother, I love me some horsepower. The regular Mazda 3 is well balanced and efficient. And by being powered by that little 2-liter motor that could, you're gonna get incredible gas mileage for less than $5,000. Yeah, you're under that price point for a car that does a lot of things well. But for less than $5,000, you can have quite a few fuel efficient cars all getting over 30 miles per gallon. So, If it were up to me, what would I get? I'd probably get the CRZ. I just like the looks. It has Japanese reliability, and having a large aftermarket actually gets me pretty excited. Now, it was between the CRZ or the Mini. That would be my top 2 picks. And which one would you choose? Let us know down in the comments. I'll be responding to your comments, so let us know. And also let us know which cheap cars that we missed that get great gas mileage. And if you're new here, my name is Brad Danger. Hit that subscribe button and also hit the like button if you like this video, and take a look around at our other ideal content. Oh, and as always, keep living the ideal lifestyle.